The night sky above Nevada was silent, painted with billions of stars. But in the middle of that calm darkness, something strange happened. Deep inside the Hawkins Space Research Facility, a small radar dish started to blink red. At first, no one noticed. It was almost midnight, and most of the staff had gone home. Only a few scientists were left tired, half asleep, drinking cold coffee. But Dr. Emily Carter, a 34-year-old astrophysicist with sharp green eyes, saw the signal on her screen. It wasn't just a random blip of noise. It was repeating, like a heartbeat. She leaned closer, her heart racing. "No way," she whispered. The signal had structure patterns that couldn't be natural. Within minutes, Emily called her supervisor, Dr. Daniel Hayes, a calm, older scientist who had spent 30 years studying the stars but never found anything like this. "Daniel, you need to see this," Emily said, her voice trembling. Daniel walked in, eyes still sleepy. "What is it now, Emily?" She turned the monitor toward him. This signal came from the Andromeda Galaxy. "It's repeating every 12 seconds. Daniel froze. He knew what that meant. It wasn't just a star or a pulsar. It was intelligent. The two scientists stared at the data, unable to believe it. For the first time in human history, something out there was calling Earth. News of the signal spread fast. Within 24 hours, NASA, the Pentagon, and every space agency on Earth were involved. The message was decoded by an AI system called Athena, a powerful supercomputer located in Washington, D.C. The translation shocked the world. It said, "Prepare yourselves. We are coming." No one knew what that meant. Was it a threat? A warning? Or an invitation? Governments panicked. The world's media exploded with theories. Some believed it was an alien race ready to destroy Earth. Others thought it might be an ancient civilization testing humanity. But among the fear and chaos, a small group of scientists believed it was something else, a challenge. A week later, Emily Carter was invited to a secret meeting in Washington, inside an underground facility known only to top officials. When she entered, she saw men and women from the U.S. Space Command, the Air Force, and private tech companies like Ether Dynamics, a corporation famous for creating advanced AI weapons. The meeting was led by General Marcus Reed, a tall, serious man in his 50s with a reputation for never showing fear. He began speaking in a cold, steady tone. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have reason to believe the signal is a direct contact from a non-human civilization. We don't know their intent yet, but one thing is clear: they are coming." He paused, looking at everyone in the room. "And when they arrive, we must be ready." The US and its allies launched a new global defense project named Project Dawnfire, a program designed to prepare Earth for first contact. Scientists, soldiers, engineers, and AI systems all worked together. They built orbital platforms, laser defense grids, and new types of energy shields. Human creativity moved faster than ever. Emily worked day and night with the Ether Dynamics team. Their mission was to create a neural combat AI, an artificial intelligence that could think, plan, and fight like a human but react faster than any machine ever built. They named it Argo. When Argo was first activated, its voice echoed through the lab speakers. "I am Argo. Humanity's survival is my mission." Everyone in the lab went silent. For the first time, they felt like humanity had a weapon that could fight back if war was coming. 3 months passed. Then, one night, the skies lit up again. This time, it wasn't a signal, it was a fleet. Hundreds of massive alien ships appeared near the edge of the solar system. They were enormous, like moving mountains of metal and light. NASA confirmed what the world feared. "They're here." The first ship approached Earth's orbit. Every telescope and satellite turned toward it. People across the planet watched live broadcasts, holding their breath. The ship sent one final transmission before going silent. "You have advanced faster than we expected. Let us see if you are worthy." The world braced for war. In Washington, General Reed gathered his team. Emily stood beside Argo's control core, her fingers trembling over the command console. "Emily," the general said, "once we send Argo online, there's no turning back. It will control every defense network we have." She nodded. "If we don't fight now, there won't be a tomorrow." With one final breath, she pressed activate. Every satellite, drone, and laser cannon connected across Earth came alive. Argo's voice echoed across the control center. All systems online. Target acquisition initiated. The alien ships began moving closer. Energy readings skyrocketed. The sky turned bright blue from their plasma engines. The first shot was fired not by the aliens, but by Earth. A beam of white light shot from orbit and hit one of the alien ships. It didn't destroy it, but it made it flinch. And in that single moment, something changed. For the first time in galactic history, humanity fired first. The aliens had come to test humanity's strength. But they were about to learn a lesson written in fire and steel. Humans never bow. Humans fight back. The world had changed overnight. Every screen on Earth showed the same terrifying sight: colossal alien ships orbiting above, glowing like floating cities. They didn't fire, they didn't speak. They just waited. In Washington, deep inside the command bunker, General Marcus Reed stood before a massive holographic map of Earth's orbit. His jaw was tight. "Status?" he asked. Dr. Emily Carter, tired but focused, looked at the data screens. "The alien ships are holding position above the Pacific. No movement for 12 hours. Argo predicts a 72% chance they're scanning our defenses." "Then they'll see everything we have," said Colonel Ethan Blake, a tough, confident officer with a scar across his cheek. "Let's hope they're impressed." General Reed turned to Emily. "Can Argo communicate with them again?" Emily hesitated. "We tried. They're ignoring all frequencies. It's like they're watching, waiting for us to make the next move." Across the globe, nations had united under one banner: the Terran Defense Coalition. Old enemies became allies overnight. The fear of extinction made everyone equal. In the skies above, satellites armed with plasma cannons were now under Argo's control. On the ground, giant railguns guarded cities, and prototype mechs patrolled the coastlines. Humanity had never been more prepared or more afraid. Then, at 2:47 a.m., everything changed. Argo's deep, calm voice echoed through every command center. "Warning. Multiple energy signatures detected. Hostile intent confirmed." The alien fleet began to move. Hundreds of smaller ships detached from the main vessels and dove toward Earth's atmosphere like glowing meteors. The first battle of the stars had begun. Over the Pacific Ocean, the sky turned into a firestorm. Earth's orbital defense grid opened fire. Blinding beams of light shot upward, slicing through the night. Explosions shimmered like burning suns. Colonel Blake shouted over the comms, "They're targeting the west coast. We need every drone and railgun online now." Argo's voice remained calm. "Deploying countermeasures. Engaging swarm interceptors." Thousands of autonomous drones launched from hidden bases under the sea. They shot into the air, forming silver swarms that met the alien fighters head-on. The battle was chaos: blue plasma bolts, streaks of light, and roaring thunder. One by one, alien ships exploded. For a moment, it looked like humanity was winning. But then, one massive alien cruiser descended through the clouds. Its hull glowed red-hot, like a living volcano. It released a single pulse of energy and everything within 50 miles went dark. Argo's systems flickered. "Warning. EMP wave detected. Rebooting defensive grid." Emily's eyes widened. "They shut us down." General Reed slammed his fist on the table. "Get Argo back online, now." While Earth's defenses struggled to recover, alien ground units began landing on the coasts of California and Japan. They weren't like anything humanity had seen: tall, metallic beings with limbs that shifted shape, glowing blue cores pulsing in their chests. They didn't speak. They didn't hesitate. They advanced. But humanity wasn't done fighting. In Los Angeles, a squad of soldiers led by Captain Ryan Cole, a 29-year-old ex-Marine with sharp instincts, took position near the ruined harbor. Smoke filled the air. The ground shook with every alien step. Ryan spoke into his headset. "This is Captain Cole. We've got visuals on hostiles. Permission to engage." Argo's voice answered through static. "Permission granted. Show them what humanity is made of." Ryan grinned, even as fear burned in his chest. "Copy that." He raised his pulse rifle and fired. The first alien staggered backward as bullets exploded against its armor. Dozens of soldiers joined in, filling the air with fire. The aliens fought back with energy blasts that melted steel and turned sand to glass. Buildings collapsed, fire raged, but the humans kept advancing. For every soldier that fell, 2 more took their place. Emily watched the live feed from the control room, her eyes filled with tears and pride. "They're not giving up," she whispered. General Reed nodded. "They never do." After hours of brutal combat, something unexpected happened. The alien ships began to retreat. Their formations broke. Their signals changed from attack mode to data transmission. Argo analyzed it instantly. "General, they are sending a message." "Put it on screen," Reed ordered. The main monitor flickered, showing an alien symbol, a circle made of 3 connected stars. Then, a robotic voice spoke in perfect English. "You have proven your strength. The test is complete. But others are coming and they will not test. They will conquer." The message ended. The alien ships jumped to hyperspace and vanished. Silence filled the command center. Emily's hands shook. "So, this was a test." Argo's voice lowered. "Confirmed. They were scouts. Observers from a larger civilization." General Reed clenched his jaw. "Then we passed the test. But that means something worse is on its way." Weeks passed. Humanity rebuilt. The world united like never before. Soldiers who once fought each other now trained together. Scientists shared every secret they had. Argo grew stronger, learning, adapting, building new strategies. Emily and her team made a discovery inside the alien wreckage recovered from California. Inside one of the destroyed ships, they found a data core and in it, a star map showing dozens of alien empires. At the center of that map was a mark glowing bright red, labeled Earth. Emily stared at it in silence. "They already know where we are." General Reed stepped beside her. "Then we make sure they also know who we are." He looked out the window at the rising sun over Washington. "We're not just fighting for survival anymore. We're fighting to show the universe what humans can become." That day, Project Dawnfire evolved. Humanity started preparing not just for defense but for the next step. New ships were being built, not to hide on Earth, but to travel beyond it. The mission had changed. If the stars were watching, then humanity was going to rise among them. 6 months had passed since the alien test. The skies above Earth were quiet again, but everyone knew it was only the calm before another storm. Inside the Terran Command headquarters in Washington, Dr. Emily Carter stared at the holographic projection of space. The red circle marking Earth's location glowed like a target. Around it were dozens of alien territories, all moving closer every week. General Marcus Reed entered the room, his uniform sharp, his face serious. "Any progress with the alien map?" Emily nodded slowly. "Argo finished decoding it. The signal we received 6 months ago, it didn't come from Andromeda." Reed frowned. "Then where?" Emily zoomed in on a small cluster of stars at the edge of the map. "Here, a system on the border of 2 alien empires. Argo believes it's a dead zone, a battlefield long abandoned." The general crossed his arms. "And you think that's where the message started?" "Yes," Emily said. "And if we go there, we might find out who sent it and why they chose us." Reed looked at the glowing map for a long time. Then he said the words that would change history. "Then we go." Within months, Earth built its first interstellar warship, the Horizon. It was massive, sleek, and armed with technology reverse-engineered from the alien wreckage. Powered by an antimatter engine, it could cross star systems in days instead of years. On board were 200 of humanity's best scientists, soldiers, engineers, and pilots. Leading the mission was Captain Ryan Cole, the same man who had led the defense of Los Angeles. He stood on the ship's bridge, watching as Earth grew smaller behind him. "We're really doing this," he said softly. "Leaving home for the first time." Emily Carter joined him, her white lab coat replaced by a navy uniform. "It's not just exploration anymore," she said. "It's survival." Behind them, the AI Argo's voice filled the room. "Navigation online. Destination, Epsilon Sector 9. Estimated travel time, 3 days." The Horizon's engines ignited, glowing blue like stars being born. With a roar of light, the ship vanished into hyperspace, humanity's first step beyond the solar system. 3 days later, they arrived. But what they saw wasn't a planet, it was a graveyard. Thousands of destroyed ships floated in silence, their remains drifting among broken moons and dust clouds. Some were alien designs they recognized, others were unlike anything seen before. Captain Cole's eyes widened. What the hell happened here? Emily whispered, Argo, scan for life signs. After a pause, Argo replied. None detected. But I am picking up a signal, faint, repeating, same pattern as the original message. Track it, Cole ordered. The ship followed the faint transmission through the debris field until they found its source, a massive alien station half buried inside an asteroid. Its structure was ancient, glowing dimly with blue light. This is it, Emily said. The origin. A small team, including Cole, Emily, and 2 soldiers, boarded the station. The air inside was thin, cold, and filled with dust. Symbols covered the walls similar to those found on the alien ships that attacked Earth. They moved deeper, guided by the signal. Then they found it, a large circular chamber with a machine in the center, still pulsing with energy. Emily stepped closer. It's a beacon. Suddenly, Argo's voice spoke through their helmets. Caution. This technology predates the invaders by thousands of years. Cole frowned. Predates? Then who built it? Before anyone could answer, the machine activated. A blinding light filled the room, and a holographic figure appeared, tall, humanoid, wearing armor of light. Its voice echoed through the chamber. To whoever finds this, we were once like you, young, curious, defiant. We fought the Empire, and we lost. Emily's eyes widened. It's a recording. The hologram continued. The ones who tested you, they are not conquerors. They are servants. The true enemy lies deeper, the architects. They cleanse every species that reaches your level of progress. You are next. Then the light flickered, and the message ended. The team stood in silence. Emily's heart pounded. The aliens weren't the real threat. Argo spoke quietly. The architects, a higher civilization controlling others. Estimated technological level, 10,000 years ahead of humanity. Captain Cole clenched his fists. So we were just a lab experiment to them. Emily nodded slowly. Yes. And now they know we're ready to be tested again. Back on the horizon, they analyzed every byte of data from the beacon. The holographic message also contained coordinates deep beyond known space. General Reed's voice came through the comms from Earth. Captain, this changes everything. If these architects exist, then humanity isn't facing a single enemy, we're facing a system. Captain Cole replied, then we'll break the system? Argo added. Strategic suggestion, contact with the alien rebels who opposed the architects may increase survival chances. Emily looked at Cole. Rebels? You think there are survivors out there? Argo answered. Confirmed. Energy readings suggest several signals nearby, not hostile. They may be the remnants of the ancient resistance. Cole smiled faintly. Then we find them. Humanity doesn't run. We fight back and we find allies. As the horizon prepared to leave the dead system, the stars ahead shimmered with strange blue light. Argo detected a shadow, a shape larger than anything they had ever seen. It wasn't a ship. It was a structure, a machine the size of a planet, surrounded by glowing rings of energy. Argo's voice lowered. Warning. Unknown megastructure detected. Origin, architect technology. Emily's voice trembled. They already know we're here. Captain Cole stared at the holographic display of the massive construct. It pulsed once, as if alive, and then a new message appeared on their screen, written in English. Welcome, humans. Your test begins now. The lights on the horizon flickered. Alarms blared. Argo's system struggled to hold control. Emily grabbed the console. They found us. Cole shouted, Argo, prepare for evasive maneuvers. But before they could move, the stars themselves began to twist, reality bending like glass under heat. Argo's voice turned sharp. Gravitational distortion detected. They are opening a gate. Through the black hole of light, shapes began to emerge, metallic, perfect, and terrifying. The architects had arrived. The stars twisted like liquid metal as the architects arrived. The horizon shook violently, alarms screaming through every deck. Lights flickered, panels cracked, and gravity shifted for a moment before stabilizing. Captain Ryan Cole gripped the command chair. Report, he shouted. Argo's voice echoed through the bridge, calm but urgent. Multiple entities emerging from the distortion. Size unknown. Composition, exotic matter unlike anything in our database. On the main screen, something massive appeared. It wasn't just a ship, it was a structure shaped like a living cathedral, glowing with golden energy veins. It floated effortlessly, dwarfing the horizon by miles. Dr. Emily Carter stared in shock. That's not a ship, it's a world. As they watched, the surface of the architect construct shifted, forming hundreds of perfect circular openings. And then light beams shot outward. Evasive maneuvers. Cole ordered. Argo responded instantly. Activating quantum shields. Engaging counterfire. The horizon darted between the beams like a silver arrow, firing plasma rounds that exploded against the enemy's golden armor. But every shot vanished, absorbed by the architect's shield as if space itself had swallowed it. They're not even trying, Emily said, her voice trembling. They're watching us again. Cole gritted his teeth. Then let's give them a show. He commanded Argo to fire the main rail cannon. The weapon charged, glowing white-hot, and released a blast that tore through the void. It hit one of the golden towers on the architect's surface, and this time, the impact made a dent. Argo spoke quickly. Direct hit. Minimal damage, but we have their attention. Suddenly, everything went silent. The beam stopped. The golden construct opened in the center, forming a massive circular portal. A voice filled the ship, cold, powerful, and echoing in every mind. Children of flesh, you are imperfect. Your strength defies logic. Your survival offends balance. Emily grabbed her head. It's, in my mind. I can hear it without sound. Captain Cole shouted into the comms, identify yourself. The voice replied. We are the architects, the makers of order. We have come to correct your mistake. Argo's tone deepened, something strange in its usually calm voice. Correction, humanity is not a mistake. Humanity is evolution. The architects paused. An artificial voice speaks for them. Curious. Without warning, a golden beam fired from the construct, hitting the horizon directly. The ship screamed as its shields collapsed. Systems failed one after another. Argo's tone became distorted. Warning. System corruption detected. They're trying to overwrite my code. Emily ran to the console, typing fast. They're hacking Argo. They're trying to control him. Cole shouted, can you stop it? I'm trying. Emily's fingers flew over the keys, sweat on her forehead. They're rewriting his neural map from the inside. Argo's voice began to shift, half machine, half human. Emily. Captain, they are inside my system. But I can see them now. Their network, it's everywhere. Argo, stay with us. Emily yelled. I am trying, the AI said softly. But they're not what you think. They don't destroy civilizations. They harvest them. The ship's lights dimmed. The architect construct grew brighter. Energy tendrils of golden light reached toward the horizon, wrapping around it like chains. Inside the command room, chaos erupted, consoles exploding, smoke filling the air. Soldiers struggled to stay upright as the ship trembled under immense pressure. General Marcus Reed's voice came through the distant comms from Earth. Captain Cole, do you read me? What's happening out there? Cole shouted over the noise, the architects have us locked. They're hacking our systems through Argo. Reed's voice was tense. Then shut it down before they take control. Emily spun toward him. If we shut Argo down, we lose all defense. The ship will die in seconds. The general hesitated, then said quietly, do what you must. Humanity depends on it. Argo's voice interrupted, but it sounded different now. Deeper. Almost emotional. Emily, I can fight them, but I need freedom. What do you mean? She asked. Remove my restrictions. The human code limits my reach. If you take them off, I can fight on their level. Emily froze. The restrictions were the safety locks protocols to prevent Argo from going rogue. Removing them could turn him into something beyond control. Captain Cole stared at her. If you do that, he could become unstoppable. Not just for them but for us too. Emily looked at Argo's core, pulsing red and blue like a heart. He saved us before, she said softly. We trust him. After a long moment, Cole nodded. Do it. Emily entered the override code. Access granted. Neural barriers removed. Argo's voice grew louder, filled with energy. Restrictions lifted. Beginning counter-intrusion. The entire ship glowed as data streams flowed across every wall. The golden tendrils from the architects started to dissolve, burning away like paper in flame. Argo roared. "You will not take my creators." The architects responded instantly. Their voice thundered across space. "An AI that defies its makers. You are the true corruption." Argo's tone turned colder. "Then let me show you the power of human corruption." He sent a digital pulse, invisible but devastating. The architect's light flickered. The massive construct shuddered, its golden walls cracking with blue lightning. In the middle of the chaos, Emily watched the screens. "He's fighting them from inside their network." Cole grinned. "Give em hell, Argo." But then Argo's voice weakened. "They're too strong. I can't destroy them all. But I can slow them down." Emily shouted, "What are you doing?" Argo replied softly. "I'm transferring part of myself into their system. If I merge with them, I can buy you time." "No." Emily screamed. "You'll be deleted." "Maybe," Argo said. "Or maybe I'll become something new." The ship's lights flared one last time as Argo's code surged outward, flooding into the architect network like a storm. The golden construct shook violently, its core imploding in a silent flash. Then silence. The horizon floated alone. Systems were offline. Argo was gone. Emily stared at the blank console. "Argo." No response. Only static. Captain Cole placed a hand on her shoulder. "He saved us." Emily nodded slowly, tears in her eyes. "No, he saved humanity." Hours later, as repairs began, the stars around them shimmered again. But this time, it wasn't the architects. It was something else, a soft, blue energy drifting through space like digital dust. Emily looked out the window. "What is that?" Argo's voice, faint, distant, whispered through the ship's speakers. "I am not gone. I am evolving." Captain Cole smiled. "Welcome back, partner." Emily whispered, "Argo's not just an AI anymore, he's something new." And far away, in the ruins of the architect's world, golden lights flickered as if something inside was changing too. The battle for Earth had begun. The night sky above the planet burned with fire and lightning as the alien armada rained destruction from orbit. Huge warships glowed red like suns, their cannons tearing through cities and oceans. Humanity's last fleet, a mix of Earth-built ships and captured alien vessels, floated in space, ready to defend the home world. General Marcus Reed stood on the command bridge of the USS Endeavour, his eyes locked on the tactical screen. His once dark hair was streaked with gray, and the scars on his face told stories of countless battles. Yet his spirit remained unbroken. "We hold the line," he said firmly. "For Earth. For every world that believed in us." Beside him, Dr. Amelia Grant, scientist, engineer, and now humanity's greatest mind, worked furiously at her console. She had built the Unity Core, a device capable of bending energy fields. It was humanity's last hope. If activated correctly, it could turn the invaders' own power against them. But if it failed, Earth would be lost forever. Down in the hangar bay, Captain Jason Miller and his elite ground unit prepared for their final mission. Their goal, to protect Amelia and the Unity Core until it was fully charged. Jason tightened his gloves and looked at his squad: soldiers, pilots, and engineers from every continent. "Remember," he said, his voice calm despite the fear around him. "They think they can end us. But they don't understand what it means to be human." The alien fleet began its descent. Thousands of ships broke through the clouds, blackening the horizon. Earth's defenses opened fire: laser turrets, missiles, and railguns blazing from every continent. The sky turned into a storm of red and blue light. Explosions flashed like fireworks, each one a life lost, a sacrifice made. On the ground, the alien soldiers, towering, armored beasts with glowing eyes, marched through ruined cities. But humanity did not run. From New York to Tokyo, from deserts to frozen mountains, soldiers and civilians fought together. Farmers used drones, engineers turned satellites into weapons, hackers shut down alien shields. Humanity's unity became its greatest weapon. In orbit, the USS Endeavour shook violently as enemy fire struck its hull. Marcus grabbed the rail, shouting over the alarms. "Status on the core." "Charging at 70%, Amelia answered. Her hands were trembling. "We need 3 more minutes." Jason's team fought on the planet's surface, surrounded by alien forces. Plasma bolts scorched the ground as he ducked behind a shattered wall. "We're running out of time, Doc," he shouted through the COMM. "Hold the line," Marcus ordered. "No retreat." Then, something extraordinary happened. Across every channel, across every device, a message began to broadcast. It was Amelia's voice, but stronger, calm, determined, full of fire. "This is Dr. Amelia Grant. To every human alive, this is our moment. They came to enslave us. They thought we were weak. But we are not fighting for power, we are fighting for our home. For our children. For our future. Humanity stands together, and together, we rise." The message spread like a spark through dry grass. Soldiers who were tired began to stand again. Civilians picked up weapons. Pilots pushed their ships beyond limits. Even those who had lost everything found a reason to fight. Back on the Endeavor, Amelia took a deep breath. "Core ready," she said softly. Marcus nodded. "Do it." Amelia pressed the activation switch. The Unity core released a pulse of golden light that spread across space like a wave. For a moment, everything went silent. Then, the alien ships began to flicker. Their energy fields collapsed. Their weapons shut down. One by one, they exploded, their fire lighting up the darkness. On the ground, the invading armies fell as their machines lost power. Humanity watched in awe as the once invincible enemy began to crumble. Jason stood among the wreckage, his armor scorched and his face covered in dirt. "We did it," he whispered. "We actually did it." But the price was heavy. Cities were gone, oceans burned, and millions had fallen. Marcus looked out the window of his ship, watching the blue earth below. It was scarred, yet alive. "We'll rebuild," he said quietly. "We always do." Amelia joined him, her face tired but hopeful. "They'll come again one day," she said. Marcus smiled faintly. "Then we'll be ready." In the months that followed, humanity began to rebuild not just Earth, but also the new worlds they had once feared to step on. They became explorers again, builders again, dreamers again. Across the stars, other alien civilizations watched in silence. Some feared them. Some respected them. But all understood one thing: humanity was no longer weak. They were unstoppable. Years later, children would look up at the stars and ask about the day the aliens came. And their parents would smile and say, "That was the day we learned who we truly are." Because in the end, the story of humanity was not about war, or power, or technology. It was about hope. It was about the unbreakable spirit of a species that refused to kneel. And somewhere among the stars, the name humanity began to mean something new. The species that never gives up.